Hi everyone. This training is going to be a Google Apps Basics training. So the Google Apps is basically an online place to store a bunch of different documents. The documents will be very similar to Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, etc. In order to access your Google Drive, you can go to google.com. You can log in on the site if you'd like. You can create a shortcut to drive.google.com. Any way you choose to do it is fine. Sometimes my main screen is Google, and in the top right corner, I'm already logged in because I can see my face, but if I was not, I could hit login. In the top right corner, there's these 9 squares again. If you click on the 9 squares, I always go to my Google Drive first. This is where everything is saved for your Google Apps account that you have. You'll oftentimes hear people say Google Docs. Google Docs is just one version of Google Apps for Education that we have access to. Once you get into your Google Drive, it basically kind of looks like your H drive. It's got folders, it's got documents, it's got all different kinds of things in it. So in my drive, I have the folders for my different schools. I have my folder for my Google Classroom, and I have other folders that I keep things in. It's best to keep things in folders, just like on your computer when you save things. It's great to keep folders for your Google Drive as well. To make folders, you simply go over to the right side of or the left side of the screen, excuse me, to this New button, and you say New Folder. Just like in your regular computer drives, you have a New Folder button as well. Now, you will see also that when you click New, there are different options that come here as well. Like Google Docs, that's basically Word. Google Sheets is like Excel. Google Slides is like PowerPoint. When you click More, there's Google Forms. That's like surveys and questions. There's Google Drawings, which is making shapes and text boxes and things like that. You could have one document that's entirely drawings, or you can include Google Drawings in any other document that you have. And there's Google My Maps, which students do not have access to. Teachers do them. So if I go back to my drive, there's a couple of things that you'll notice, like the name of your folder, who owns the folder. Like I own most of my folders, but some of these have been what are called shared with me. You can share documents with people without having to send an email to them or without attaching a document. You can just do what's called sharing a document, which is where you give them the folder automatically. And they will see it in this side of your thing called Shared With Me. If I click on Shared With Me, these are all of the things that people have shared with me. They want me to have access to it, or they think it'd be important for me, or something like that. So when I scroll down, I see all different kinds of things that people have shared with me. If I go back to my drive, I can make any kind of document I want. So I'm going to make just a plain old sort of Google Doc. When I click Google Doc, it opens up to pretty much a plain piece of paper. I can type anything I want at the top. I can make this go to the middle. I can change the font, just like in Word. I can change the font size. I can make it bold, italic, underline. I can add a shape if I go to insert. I can add a drawing if I wanted to, if I want to make a little star button. And I can add something to this. When I click Save and Close, it's in my document, and I can change the size if I want. I can move it all around if I want. I can insert an image. I can do one from my computer. I can take one from my webcam, which I don't have on this computer right now. I can do a search using Google. So I can pick almost like clip art when he comes in. I can make him all different sizes, whatever I'd like to do. Now, that thing called sharing is when you can share a document with a whole bunch of different people that, if you'd like. In the top right corner, you'll see this blue button that says Share. Now, I didn't have a name for my document, so it's telling me that I need to name it before I continue. So I'm going to call it teachers. Now, this is where I can share it with anybody that I would like to share it with. When you share with students, it goes by their ID number, but it also puts in their name, so you know you have the right person. You can share with an entire school. So I can share with the Franklin Sherman Elementary staff. You can share with just one person by typing in their name. And when you decide who you want to share it with, this is where you decide what you want them to be able to do. So do you want the person to be able to make changes on the document? That would be can edit. Do you want them to just be able to comment on your document? That would be can comment. Or do you just want them to be able to view it only? That's kind of like the read only thing. I like to have it that so they can edit it, which means that the document can be opened at the same time and you can be making changes at exactly the same time as somebody else. Very similar to OneNote, but it shows up more instantly than OneNote does. So if somebody was typing in the document right now, I'd be able to actually see them typing the letters coming up on the screen. When I'm done with the document, I can simply just close it because it automatically saves it for me. So I call it Franklin Sherman Teachers, and it is right here in my drive called Franklin Sherman Teachers. There will be a little person next to it when you've shared it with somebody. I pressed cancel, so I didn't share it with anybody here. But it will show you when you've shared things with different people because they have the little people next to them. Some other things to note about Google Apps is the different kinds of formats you can use. So I just did a Google Doc. A Google Sheet looks like this, so very similar to Excel. So it can do formulas for you, add things, it can create graphs for you. A Google Slides is like PowerPoint, so it's a presentation. You can add different slides, you can change the formatting. Google Forms, I love, it's like surveys. You can ask any types of questions that you want to ask, and you can just share the link with them and they can answer questions. Google Drawings is when you have one document that's entirely drawings, so you can insert shapes, you can insert text boxes, you can insert anything you want into that drawing. And all of those types of things can be shared with people. And when they're shared, they come up with the shared with me, in the shared with me folder. If somebody shares something with you that you like and you want to keep for yourself, you can open it. Like, for example, I would like to, this presentation was something I did in an SBITS meeting. I really liked the presentation that we had, so I want to make a copy of it for myself and do it again. So how I do that is I go up to File right here, and I say make a copy. When you make a copy, it automatically transfers to your drive, so you can change it, edit it, share it with other people. You can do any kinds of changes that you want. So you don't have to recreate anything that somebody shares with you. You can just make a copy of it for yourself. So if there's anything that you wanted to make a copy of for yourself, you can easily change it, like this strategic plan thing. It's a very cute little umbrella they have, so I want to make a copy of that for myself. And we'll automatically put it in my drive, and now it's mine. I can do whatever I want to do with it. I can change the different shapes, the different text boxes, all of those kinds of things. So that's just a general overview of Google Apps.